Here we go. Podcast number 7. What's up?
Hi.
We have the incredible Yani with us today. How are you?
I am great, thank you. How are you?
Welcome to the
Thank you, I'm
Nightlife
so excited.
Entrepreneur.
Our first eye candy of the season.
Yes. Wow.
I'll take the credit.
You guys asked for
you.
it.
How are you?
I am great, thank you. So happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation, guys. Thank
Oh,
you.
no problem. Thank
We're
you
very
for
excited.
joining
It's going to be
us.
an amazing
Thank you.
interview. I know it.
Yeah, we're excited.
know it.
Yeah.
I'm actually missing my drink.
Oh,
I feel like I started without something.
It's here. Hey,
my
look, it's a
cusqueña. I
twist
always
off.
need my cusqueña.
Nice.
Especially seeing over there somebody having, what is that, a margarita?
Oh, margarita. I'll stick to my water. It's Monday through Friday.
You're
It's
on a
water.
healthy tip, right?
Yani, we start every week by saying our handles.
Okay.
How can people get in touch
tell
with
us
us?
yours?
Of course. My Instagram is Yani_Morgado. And I also have a clothing line in which I released this year, but I've been working on it for a few years.
Awesome.
And so that one is sculpted body _ gym wear. And
Fitness
gym.
clothing line.
Yeah, fitness clothing line, correct.
Very nice.
All right, so remember, you can find us at the Nightlife Entrepreneur on Instagram, and
You can find me at Ico Taps Beer and at Doral Food and Wine Festival.
also at LMG Miami's where you
Yes.
find our parties. Nightlife Entrepreneurs, the website. Nightlife Entrepreneurs on,
Sure, this mic is good.
Podomatic, on iTunes, on YouTube, on Spotify, on Google Play, and all those things.
Yes.
Remember the book on Amazon.com, and now we can start
check
the
it out.
interview.
And I'll see you all at the Doral Food and Wine
We gotta
Festival.
remember that every week. And
course.
on the 7th episode, it's probably the first time that we actually do it at the
Hey,
beginning.
we did good, right? That was pretty good.
Nice.
That was pretty natural.
So Yani,
Yes.
I've had the pleasure of working with in the past in many different venues. Yani was a server, a waitress, VIP server, turned into, I say, fitness expert right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Server
to call it
millionaire.
exactly.
That's what I heard.
But the first part of the interview, we're gonna concentrate more on the
Nightlife.
nightlife part of the
course.
business and talk about that, even though we do believe that nightlife and fitness have a lot in common. So,
Oh, for sure. I totally agree with you on that. Definitely.
all right, so let's start with, how did you fall into this nightlife industry?
I started without even having a clue. None of my family members or friends were in the industry at all. So to me, it was really something spontaneous. I was in Brickell, around the area. I walked into a bar and they offered me a job, and I was still at home. Mommy, daddy paid bills, so I really wasn't forced to have a job. And then I just loved the environment. I took the opportunity and the job opportunity, and I was 9 years later, I
Wow.
was in the same location.
So you were offered a job to what? To bartend or to be a waiter?
To a waitress, to
Oh,
begin a
okay.
waitress. After that, they offered me many times to bartend, and I never took it because I love being more in the interaction. I love speaking to people. I like knowing who you are and what you do, and I feel that's a big step, and help when it comes to money. So it's really good.
What was the name of that location?
Blue Martini Brickell. I
Oh,
worked there
okay.
for 9 years. Yes.
Wow.
And I just literally
been there
left
10.
about 2 months ago.
Oh, you
So,
did?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I hung my towel for now.
How do you
I never
feel?
say never, but
How are you getting used to it?
I am very happy that I have my weekends. I'm happy that I'm able to be normal per se and dress up on the weekends, go to dinner, have a drink.
Nice. So you have a life
I don't.
now.
I
You know
could
that-
enjoy the weekend.
That sounds weird, but a lot of people actually use that, that line that, like, when they get out of the nightlife, they say, now I'm normal. Like, I don't know, and it's probably in entertainment industry in general.
Right.
It's something very common. Like, people, it is different, right? We feel
Right.
different. Like, we're in a,
Completely.
I don't know what it is, but it is weird. It
That
is
one.
different.
Absolutely.
So in other words, you get offered a job based on looks.
Yes, 100%. I had zero experience at all. I just walked in. I was with my best friend. At that time, they used to always tell us that we were twins because we were both blondes and long hair and, big boobies, and we were just go everywhere together. And it was like a magnet. Like somehow it was like something an H at that time.
Were you
It was
looking to get
manager
into
for
the
us.
industry? Were you looking?
No, not at all. I was still in
just-
college. I had just gotten out of high school, maybe a year into college. I really wasn't forced to, luckily at that time, I really didn't need a job. So I wasn't. It was just a spontaneous time, and I took it, and I ended up loving it. and did it for 9 years.
So could you explain to us how your first day was? Were you nervous? Were you?
Right.
Was it fun?
Listen,
did you
I'm
pick
a
it
type
up
of
quickly?
person. This is my first podcast.
Okay.
And I don't get very nervous. I kind of have a strong mindset.
Okay.
That I'm like, you know what? This is fun. This is something, an experience, something that was brought to me. So hey, let me go ahead and take it. So no, I really wasn't nervous. Maybe just a little bit, but nothing out of this world. Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember who trained you? Who was your first trainer?
Yes, Michelle, my friend
Shout
Michelle.
out to Michelle.
Yeah, shout out to Michi. She did train me. I trained for a week, and then a week after that, they put me on the toughest schedule ever. I literally did a happy hour and nightlife on my first day alone, and I ended up being a disaster, so it's normal.
So when you say a disaster, like what does that mean?
Oh my God.
Like, were you mixing up drinks?
See, since I wasn't a bartender, I would take the drinks. My problem wasn't getting the drinks to the customer. My problem was the volume that we had at that time.
Right.
Managing, taking orders, making sure people were getting their drinks at the time that they were supposed to. Happy. It was tough. So I went back to retraining after that one shift.
Oh, so you went back to retraining?
Yes, I did.
Are you still friends with Michi?
Yes, we are.
okay.
We are very
That's
good
awesome.
friends.
Guys, so
yes.
you get hired on looks, but you do have to learn the trade.
Yes.
In the end, you end up having to learn something.
Does memory have a lot to do with being a good waitress? Like, because I sometimes see waitresses that they
Do
take
you remember
down
if you had to
orders.
remember anything?
Yeah, like they take down orders without writing things down. They go, they come back. How
Good
do they
thing I don't
remember?
work for Blue Martini Burke anymore, so I could be completely honest.
Yeah, keep it real. Yeah.
But out of like the 30-something drinks we had, I probably knew under 10.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they were the 10s that were like usually the normal?
Right. No, not even. All of our drinks were really famous. I just managed to work it through. Maybe looks, maybe spontaneous, maybe like charisma worked. I didn't need to know.
So when you gave people the wrong drink, they didn't care. They were just like, okay, she's pretty. Let me just
I wouldn't give them the wrong drink. They would ask for, let's say, a blue martini, and I will give them a blue martini. But if they'll tell me, ooh, what does this have? I'm like, vodka.
Right. Actually, from what she just said, actually, charisma more than looks, I think, is very, very important. Let me fix that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even know how to do this.
So charisma is
right?
it plays a big factor, and
Oh yeah.
how's the energy like? Because after a while, does it get? I could imagine like the first week you were all into it. Like, did you ever did you ever feel like your energy was going down, or how do you?
We all, as a human, we all are gonna have those days that we're gonna be a little more, not as much energy. We're having a bad day, but at the end of the day, money motivates people. And I knew that walking in there, I was gonna make a good solid $500 to $1,000. So I knew that my vibe and my energy would
solid
change.
$500, you said?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. Did you, whenever your energy wasn't there, would you make less? And I'm asking you this because, there's girls out there that are probably, so when you started, you said you were like 18, 19?
19, correct.
So if there's anyone listening out there who's 19, 18, a girl that wants to be a waitress and she's thinking about it, she's writing down her tips.
Right.
Would you say if that girl is kind of like having a bad day and she goes into work like with low energy, her pocket is going to be affected by it?
I think so. I do think so.
For sure.
100%. Sure. Yeah. In the business, in the industry, you always want to go in. You're already spending as it is money. You want to have a good energy, and what better than to start from that person that's serving you, who likes to go to a bar or even a restaurant and get, hey, what's up? What do you want to eat? Like, what do you want to drink? Oh, you don't like it too bad. It all depends on your energy, and it's going to reflect at the end your tip.
Completely. Hey, when you started in this business, how long did you think you were going to last here? Was it something you thought you were going to do for almost 10 years?
No, not at all.
10 years, wow.
No, not at all.
I mean, it's a decade. Nowadays.
It's a lot. It was hard even coming out. I was like, I need to take the leap. Not because working the nightlife is something completely different. It's just that I'm about to hit 30 in a year, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I want to start my business because I want to, as a woman, we want to have kids. We want to stay at home.
Yeah.
We want to, enjoy our kids as much as we want. And living
That's
in
what
the
I've been doing
nightlife
lately, by the way.
I know,
kids.
I know, with all those twins and all those kids you have.
Yeah, wow.
The only ones. But yeah, I mean.
All those twins.
All those
Yeah, right?
twins. It's a lot.
It's crazy.
Nice
It's crazy.
stuff. I feel for him.
Yeah.
That's why he's
Cheers.
drinking
Cheers
his
to my children.
Yeah.
I know,
Cheers
and
to our
Rochi,
children.
besitos to her. She's
Yeah.
amazing. I know them for a very long time.
Yes.
Long
That's
time.
awesome.
One of the things that we were talking about, I think, going back to charisma, and you were asking about energy.
Yeah.
One of the things she always had is she was one of those people, her and Michi actually, some of those people that when you walked into the place, they just brought the energy up,
Okay.
not for themselves only, but for everybody else.
Right.
Some of the times it had to do with, okay, we gotta have some shots for some people, not everybody. Some people didn't need it. Some people just have the automatic energy on. I don't know how they do it. I need either coffee or
Yeah,
a
well,
drink.
drink.
You know?
Did you pump yourself up? Was there anything?
When I
that
was
you
younger,
did?
absolutely. When
Yeah?
I was younger, even at 19, I was drinking. You work at a bar. I mean, don't get me wrong, your management, anybody knows, but
Yeah.
you sneak in a couple of drinks here and there.
Right.
I think I stopped drinking like at work and stuff, maybe like at 24, 25, that I got more into the fitness industry. We'll talk about that later on. But I definitely at the beginning would drink nothing to get hammered because I knew my money and I
Yeah,
had
of
to
course.
count money at the ends and I had to be super,
had to be
on
responsible.
point, responsible. But yeah, I did drink.
Cool.
Yeah.
And let me ask you, how do you deal with, working in an environment like
Right.
that in a bar, right? So you come into work, you're ready. Did you give yourself a goal like today? I'm gonna make $1,000. Like, I want to know if that's something that waitresses do, and I also want to know a little bit about how is it that you deal with those who are not as energetic as you are and come into work kind of like in a
Right.
bad mood, they're having a bad day. Do you lift them up or do you kind of say, you know what, they're having a bad day, let me leave them alone?
So usually those type of people don't last in the industry. They don't.
Okay.
They just don't. So normally the group of girls that you work with at that place, they're usually on the same level as you, maybe a little bit lower, maybe a little more hyped, but there's a balance. There's no way you're gonna see a girl all the time there like, I gotta be working, like, no, they usually don't last. Why? Because they don't love it. They don't enjoy what they
and you
do.
can tell right away who those are, and you sometimes at the clubs you end up seeing like teams, like this group of girls versus this other group of girls,
Right.
And that's probably one of the reasons. One thing that these girls never wanted was somebody else just not doing their job,
Right, right.
Especially if there was a
pool or
pool,
whatever. Right.
with the tips. That's one big thing.
Everybody has to like put in their own.
Yeah.
What are
Yeah.
your thoughts on pools?
Oh, I hate them.
See, but you know why you hate them?
Yeah.
You hate them because
Why?
you work.
Right, you work, you put your extra, you go on that extra mile there, you do your extra job, you're working for that extra money, and then not everybody puts the same amount. And then there's always those slackers that, lay on you, and it sucks. It sucks as a server,
And then you gotta cut them half of your.
I feel like those people that do good in that pool, you need to be a very good established high volume club that you feel that no matter what, even the laziest person has to work. Talking
Right.
about
Got
maybe
it.
like a live, a
Right.
story.
There's no time
Yeah.
to like.
There's no
rest.
time to be like, but at a bar that
Did you
serve
work
a
at
drink-
at Live or Story?
I did. I worked Bamboo with you guys when you guys
Right.
were doing Bamboo. That's the only
Right.
South Beach club that I ever
And it was
worked
high-
per se.
high level, high
super
energy?
high level,
No
super
time to
no time for
drink
nothing.
water or anything?
Yeah, we did it, and I did it for them, and I enjoyed it. I made money while I was there, but I didn't like the South Beach life. It's
Too much?
too much in the sense that you need, like, that's your full-time job. Like,
Wow.
Yeah.
to work in a club with such a big name.
And usually over there, drinking is more of a necessity. I don't know.
Yes.
It's more. It's actually part of like
You
like
have
okay,
to.
you gotta have this shots. You gotta drink with this client. You gotta.
Right.
So could you describe a good night? How would a good night financially be?
I mean, I worked.
Think about your best. Did you ever
Yeah.
have one of those that you said, "Wow"?
Like, wow.
Okay, it's super easy for me, this question, because I just had it in St. Patrick's Day. I made $1,600. I went in at 9 o'clock at night and I left at 4 a.m. and I made $1,600.
And you made $600.
Mind you.
There you go, girls and
That's
gentlemen.
after splitting with everybody.
Again,
that's after
I've been
paying
there-
other people.
You wanna make $600?
That's clean money for you to go with.
Right.
So basically,
Clean
my top
money for
number
you
was
to
like
go with.
2,000 something. I think that
Right.
has been, my sales were $11,000 by myself.
Right.
So it was a lot.
Cha-ching.
Again,
Party people.
in 10 years, I probably,
Get into the
with our
wagering.
old days,
Oh, yeah.
LMG parties on
Right.
our Thursday nights. I probably made a lot of money like that too. But if you want to talk,
like that much too, like
probably,
15?
yeah.
probably.
1500.
Here it is.
For
I think
example,
that
the
Break it
Hudson
down.
party, the Pinguino party,
Right.
you
Oh
probably
my
had a
She's getting
few
into it
of
now.
those. Good
She's
nights.
getting into it now. Break it down.
here's the thing. I feel like back in the day, we used to make more of a consistent a lot of money. Now we get. I remember this one because I haven't had a night like that maybe
Right.
in
Couple years.
close couple year-ish.
Hey, so
Before I used to have $1,000 night on a Thursday, and then on a $1,200 night on a Saturday, and a $600
Right.
night on a Tuesday, and it was more.
so you
consistent.
definitely are kind of like a measuring radar for how the economy is doing, right?
Yeah.
So you would
Yes.
totally notice, hey, the economy is doing bad because people weren't tipping as much. Like,
Right.
would you notice that? Would
Absolutely,
you know,
yeah.
Yeah. How do you do you
I
feel
feel like since Brickell, I've always worked in Brickell mainly.
Okay.
It's grown so much. There's so many different things to do and different like for different type of people, would I say, like the elder crowd, the younger, the hipster, the rich, the middle class, and all that. And since now Brickell
Are we
has
the
such-
elder crowd right now? Is that
Blue
what we are?
Martini's the elder
I'm the-
crowd, and I
There you go.
loved it. And I
Right,
loved it.
right.
So you love the Brickell crowd.
Yeah,
And
of
it's all
course.
different, right?
It's
Brickell,
different.
South Beach, okay.
Of course, it's very
By the way,
different.
guys, we are here today at Bar Seco. This used to be
Very
Segafredo
nice.
before.
We're in
We
Brickell.
want to
This
thank
place
them
is
for allowing
amazing.
us to be here today. This is one of those venues that also,
Love it.
has had good
History.
nights and good. I know a lot of girls that made a lot of money over here too. So
Yeah, definitely.
So let me ask you, talk to me about the people you've met. Are there people that have become friends, like that you met 9 years ago and then now you're friends?
Yes.
Have you met? If you've worked in Brickell all this time, like, does everybody in Brickell see you and say, "Hey, what's up, girl?" Like, do they remember you? Like, how is it, or is it, it's growing so much, so many
Right.
people are moving, like.
No,
irrelevant?
believe it or not, I have a lot of regulars. I had a lot of regulars that I still talk through WhatsApp on a daily basis.
There's people that see you and they're like, "Oh
yeah,
man, girl,
no,
no,
I-
you know what? That
Fresh.
says a lot about the person
Yeah.
because it's
Right,
about the the server. Because if people are coming back to they're coming back to the place for you.
Right.
And to be honest with you, besides the fact that we love her very much, is we took her to different venues that we worked
Yeah.
at for a reason. She came with people behind her that wanted to go see her.
100%.
Plus, we knew that the people that she was taking care of at the venues were going to be happy with the service. We're going to spend more money, because it's not only about the tips that she's making. It's about, okay, like she said, she was able to sell $11,000 on her own, and we're not talking about a high-end nightclub like
No.
11 or Live or
No.
Story. This is a
Martini.
bar. Blue Martini is a
It's a
bar.
bar.
You got
yeah.
people trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? It wasn't as
With that
bad.
vodka Blue Martini, I'm
it
telling you,
wasn't
we're
as
doing
bad.
a
It's
lot
just
of
that we had.
damage.
It's not that bad. It's that we had a lot of high-end spenders. I sold a lot of Dom Perignon. I sold Cristal. I sold 1942s.
What?
It was just a
All those
very
brands.
nice, good quality of people. And I don't think I even overworked. At the end, I was like, I sent the GM from Blue Martini a picture, and I'm like, wow, I'm shocked at
You're
my
like,
numbers.
I
because
don't deserve this money. Take it back.
I'm
Not.
like, I didn't
Really?
feel it. I
At the
didn't
end of
feel
the
it.
night,
I
you
was
were
like, what?
Because does the time go fast? Like, people are talking to you. It's kind of explain that.
You believe it or not,
That
it's an
vibe.
adrenaline rush when you
Okay.
are that busy, and when it's a really big night like St. Patrick's Day. It's known, for a drinking day, just like Cinco de Mayo. These are type of people that are out to have a good time.
Yes.
So you feed out of energy from people, and as a server, I feel that you need to, take advantage of that stuff.
Hey, describe
Right.
yourself as a waitress. Like, are you that waitress that somebody could have a bad day, go have a drink with you, go have a drink, and you be that server, and could they express themselves to you? Could they tell you, like, could they pour their hearts out to you? Will you listen, or are you just like, hey, listen, dude, I'm here, Blue Martini has vodka, have it, enjoy it, and boom, I gotta go. Like,
No.
or you would listen,
No,
like,
I love my people. I don't know.
How
I
is
just
it?
kind of like have a connection with them the minute. Like, it's always not only serving them the alcohol, it's also knowing where they're from, if they're locals. It's just listen.
So you like to talk? You
Oh
well,
yeah. You
could
could
tell, right?
I'm cutting him off.
I know.
As he's asking
No,
the
that's
question.
great. So I know. Do you like talking?
I'm cutting him off.
No, that's
Like,
awesome. So you did listen to your clientele and
Absolutely, yeah, I like it.
By the way, I'm the one that's quiet here.
I know.
I
No,
know, like,
he's
okay,
being entertained. He's like, man, this
He's
is
like,
great.
I'm having my
I'm
beer.
enjoying my
I don't
beer.
care.
No, this is great. Like I'm telling you, like for the listeners out there that
Right.
that are thinking, hey, for those waitresses or waiters that they're kind of
Right.
like, I believe they're listening and they're saying, you know what, sounds like something fun, and hey, $1,100 in one night if you work it and you
1,600.
1,600 and you
correct,
have that good energy and you vibe right and you got to work hard. It's
Right.
not easy.
Right.
I could imagine it's not easy.
It's
just
not.
to have that level.
I guess experience.
I
think
teaches you a lot.
that was like $225 an hour. I think something like that for the
Yeah.
hours she works. So that's
Crazy.
Yeah,
that's
that's
what, like a
Awesome.
lawyer.
Good for you.
I'm
It's a
telling
good
you, I
lawyer's
felt it.
salary, I think.
One day,
Right.
I was so
exactly.
happy.
I mean,
Wow.
Another thing is, since you are in the fitness industry, is it hard to stay fit while working night?
I didn't have a problem with that. I do feel that a lot of people put excuses, and excuses are just for lazy people.
Is
I'm
this an
sorry,
excuse?
guys,
Is
but
this an
it's my
excuse?
Sorry,
opinion.
guys.
That is
There's
an
no
excuse.
Beer. See, that's what she has her water next to her. I have my beer. There you go.
It's normal. I'll drink on Saturday and Sunday. Those are my cheat
That's
days.
how. Oh, okay.
But no, honestly, no, I kept my fitness career. I competed maybe a good 5 times while I worked in nightlife. I would take my meals to work after 12 a.m. I wouldn't eat,
Can you tell us a little more about what you mean by competing? What were you doing?
So,
And were you in the industry? So you're in the fitness industry while you were being?
yes, 100%. I
Okay.
never quit. I never took a break because I had to compete. I even went to nationals. So basically, as far as my competing, side,
Break it down.
I competed for National Physique Committee, which is saying like a bodybuilder, a physique. It's just I did the bikini, which the bikini is more of a tight look, feminine, and
Okay.
and I got first place. I won overalls. I did it all, and I did it all
Yeah.
working the nightlife.
Good
And
job.
to me, the best part of it, to me, that's why I feel that that's just an excuse, is because I had so much time to work out, rest, and eat, because I would work only on the weekends. So Monday through Friday, I would work out twice a day. I would eat my meals every
You would
3
work out
hours.
twice a day?
Yeah.
You know
had
what? That-
money to buy a lot of protein.
Dude, that's one of the things
Yes.
that makes it so hard for people. When they get into this business, they go, I don't know, I'm going to do it for a little bit. Maybe I'll do it while I'm in college.
Right.
But then in the end, they see the money. Then after the money, they see the amount of time they have on their hands to do other stuff.
Right.
Yes.
You have so much free time when you're doing, when you're in this part of the service industry, hospitality. It's crazy,
Hey, but you have to have discipline, because she could have chosen to like just practically sleep all day.
Right. And a lot
So-
of people, maybe like, I don't know about percentages, but out of my experience, I would probably think 75 to 80% of people literally work all weekend, and then they won't recover by Wednesday, and by the time Wednesday they're doing all their bills or running their errands, back to work again, and that's what their life is, and they hate it, and they're like, oh my god.
Hey, but when you're dealing with people, right, and you're like that, because I do notice that bartenders, waitresses, they all kind of take care of themselves.
Right.
Everybody, so
At most places, yes.
right.
yes,
so,
and most places that require it. Right.
Was that something that helped keep you motivated to, you're kind of like
Right.
your coworkers also kind of being on the same training
no,
vibe, or
not at all.
it doesn't?
No, not at all. Because I've been very athletic my entire life.
Okay.
I did sports in high school. It was part of my life. It was part of my routine. It's not something that I had to adapt to it while I was working the nightlife, and that's maybe the pro that I have against others.
Right.
You know.
Well, what I can tell you also is, talking from the ownership point of view, or management or whatnot, when when she mentioned at the beginning, oh, they offered me a job doing this for no reason whatsoever, just for
Right.
walking by and looking good, which it doesn't happen
Being in
in any
shape.
other industry. Modeling and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But you still have to learn your craft or whatnot.
Right.
Also, in the end, if you are good at what you do, but you also keep looking good, when it comes to that
Shape.
time for putting the right shifts, giving you the good days, the good hours, the good location, because you have a VIP section, you have a section that's not so good.
Right.
You know, you're not gonna, you know, if there's no pool, you're not gonna make the same money if you're
Right.
over there than over here. You end up, you know, being on the top of that list if you are staying fit while you're also learning, you know, the
Got
craft.
it.
Everybody has to learn it, but if you look good and you have this type of personality that doesn't allow us to
Yeah.
talk,
You have to.
is always
You
good.
have to
Yeah,
stay in
yeah, yeah.
shape, and you have to. You
It's
know,
a big help.
Hey,
It
it's
is.
competitive,
It is
right?
entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. It's
It is.
People go
entertainment.
out to see some of these girls a lot of the times. A
Right.
lot of her regulars, you know, we're coming back, and the good thing is with her, they were not like disrespectful. You know,
Yeah,
there are different
totally.
types of servers, different types of services, there are
Did you
different
have a-
types
did you ever have
of
a
clients.
stalker? Did you ever?
Oh yeah,
had
Sure.
anyone that-
yeah. Because of the following I have on Instagram, I had a couple people that would show up to my place. That's why I would never advertise any of their events, or I would never put flyers. And my management from Blue Martini understood that part, because there was a person that we had to get arrested, that we told them, listen, like, you already met her, you already talked to her, you need to go, like,
wow.
she's not safe. And he was like, no, I need to ask her more questions. And he was persistent, and they were like, we're gonna arrest you. And he was like, I'll take it. And the guy got arrested. He
got
really
arrested
did.
for you?
Yeah, I guess.
Wow.
I mean, it was crazy, but that's
Did he
the
tip
amount
good?
of. I never even took care of him. I was like running
Oh.
around, and he told me he followed me on Instagram and he wanted to meet me.
Hey,
Yeah,
what
that
do you,
happens to me all the time.
I know you. What do you? How do you feel about people who don't tip well? You know, like
Yeah, it's very sad.
what do you,
I don't.
what do you
I
have
don't,
to say to those people who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you have the chance to say
You
it
have a
right
chance
now.
right now to let them
So
know.
there-
Hey, like
Stop
tip.
being cheap.
I know.
No, I get it. People are, you know, sometimes they go out on a budget. You know, it's
Got it.
totally understandable. But don't expect to have the best of the best of the best, you know, service, as far as not service of giving you your drink and a proper drink. I'm not gonna give you less alcohol or more alcohol or none at all because you didn't tip. That's not the point. You know, it's part of the company to give a good service. But don't expect me to go the extra mile, be super nice, and want to
Right.
know if you have kids or not.
Right. Now that you
Because-
mentioned that, there's one part.
She'll get you arrested.
When it comes to promoters.
You better tip this girl.
You know, when it comes to
Right.
promoters and clubs,
Right.
there's certain rules as to what needs to happen with the server and whatnot.
Right.
How was your experience in that sense, in general? You know, in general with promoters, how did that go? You know, and be honest, because you know that's the reality.
Why they had to split money?
No. When a promoter is working at night, they usually get complimentary bottles,
Correct.
and they're taken care of by them.
Got it.
They're not paid for that by the
Exactly.
club. This is a free bottle. Nobody's getting paid for that.
Right.
So the promoter needs to take care of them, meaning the tip has to be paid
Got
for.
it. Oh, wow.
Which, you know, there
Right.
usually are certain numbers, which is probably an average of like 20% of whatever the bottle is, or whatever the cheapest bottle at the club is, because it's usually here in Miami it's around $50, $40, $25 if it's a champagne bottle, you know, whatever, depending on
On
the,
the
venue,
price, right.
depending on the server, depending on the promoter also. You know, some of us tip a little more than usual.
Just
you
tip,
know.
man. Just
Right.
tip.
But
Whatever you do,
know,
just
the
give a good
reality is,
tip.
I would love to know like how it was for you, taking care of promoters and in that sense.
In my honest truth, dealing with promoters
Keep
was
it real,
the
keep it
worst
real.
part of my career.
Wow.
As in the waitress department. Yes, 100%.
So-
It is the worst. The worst. Coming from not appreciating the service that the waitress is doing. Remember, we don't get paid by hour. You know, we do, but we don't get that money because
You
that
only
gets
get
deducted in taxes.
Yeah, that's-
especially if you make a lot of money on tips. You never see a check. Your check is $0 because they got paid $4.25,
Yeah.
and so you don't see that money.
Got it.
So for me, seeing someone that works in the industry and not valuing what I do and knowing that I work by tip, to me that's just straight up disrespect. You know, and I never had a problem with a lot of the LMG because I felt like you were very, you know, honest and hey, you have to do this and you do, but a lot of like management companies don't tell their promoters,
subs,
or they won't, or if they tell them, they don't tell them that it's a mandatory thing.
Okay, so hold on,
they
just
come and
to-
give you
Right.
like $5 or
Yeah, they
$3.
think it's-
So hold on, because she said that you would keep it real with her. So
Yeah.
does that mean that you would be very clear with the club of what you could offer her? Explain
No,
that to
we don't, as the promoter would never talk to the club as to what it is. There's always a rule as to, at the beginning, the club will tell you before they give you any comms.
Okay.
All right, you need to tip the waitress, right?
Got it.
It's,
Right.
for us, after 20 something years, we know exactly what
You
it is,
know,
how much
right.
it is, whatnot. We over tip sometimes.
Of course.
Like we have
most
a
of the
budget
time,
for the
yes.
night, and we figure out, all right, we know that those guys didn't tip her over there. Let's give her a little more. They're working their asses off. We're gonna see her
Right.
every week for the next 10 years.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Let's all be in good terms.
Hey, did you ever? Yeah, no, it's important because, and I'm assuming the same for you. If you're working with promoters that they're taking care of you, you also are going to come to work
Right.
with better energy because you know that
Exactly.
Thursday night is an LMG night, and you're going to make
So
a lot of
those promoters out there that are listening,
Yes, promoters.
you guys are starting, especially because I know that the thing is that most people just don't know how it works. They think
Right.
these
Yeah,
girls
they
are
don't know.
making a lot of money, like the $1,600 every night, and that's not the
Probably feel
reality.
that they're not
But here it
making
is.
as much.
But here
They're
it
still
is.
doing their
Tell that
job.
promoter what they got to
we're
do.
still doing our job,
Not
but
be
it's
cheap.
not about the
There you
money.
go.
I could make the money from everybody else, but you got to understand that you're taking a table away from the waitress for the
100%.
entire night, because the promoter never drinks the bottle and leaves. They have that place as their place that their customers come, that their regulars
Yeah.
come and see them. So that's their table for the entire night. That means that I lost approximately from $200 to $600 on tip on that table because I flip tables
Yeah.
like they're
It's real estate.
Tables? Talk to me about that term. What does that mean? See?
Throws
okay.
them around.
Term.
What does that
term,
mean?
Flipping
So-
the table. No term. The term in the industry, flipping a table means having, reseating the table, like getting clients, a group of clients come in, that you close them out, they're happy, they leave. That's a flipping table method. There are many
And
ways
let me ask you
of flipping
something.
tables. Yes.
Do you control that time? Could you control that time? Could you see a table? You kind of get them the drinks. You do it, and you're kind of like saying,
with experience, you totally know who's gonna be there all night, and so you try to upsell.
okay.
Or the older people that just want to have a couple cocktails and leave, and you're not gonna pressure them. You're gonna have them have a cheap $8 drink if they want to, keep them happy so they come back. I mean,
Got it. But you're in control. You know that if you want, you're like, okay, I'm gonna make them leave. You could literally,
100%.
yeah.
absolutely. There is ways of doing it correctly, and they're doing it the right way, and doing it. Hey, we're starting to get very busy. I know you guys have had a great time here. It's either you need to buy a bottle
Got it.
or have a minimum of a $200 spent in order to, have your table.
Hey, it's real estate in the end.
Right.
That
Okay.
table is real
Okay.
estate. And
Right.
what she does is that instead of selling the real estate for its value, she tries to upsell it to either that one client or make it 2 or 3 different
3,
clients.
4
throughout the
different
night,
transactions.
Hey, so it's funny. We went into the fitness and then we got out of the
Survived
fitness.
of it.
We
And
went
I
back
love
all
it.
into the bar.
And I love it. I've done it for 9 years. I feel like I have so much information to
Oh,
give
you do?
out.
You do?
So
It's just so
this
much.
is great. Well, you're in the right podcast for this. Okay?
I mean, when I invited her, the first thing
You're
that she
the
said
right
was,
one.
"Yeah, but I'm out of it right now." I'm like, "Dude, you have all the information. I know
I've
for a
done
fact."
it for a very long time. I've gotten enough lectures. I've gotten enough bitching. I've gotten enough
Pitching, enough. All
compliments.
right, listen to the Nightlife Entrepreneurs, people. We have the right information. We have
Yes.
Yanni giving it to us live and direct.
I'll give you the Miami side, yes,
Yeah.
for
There you
sure.
go.
So let me ask you. So with the money you were making, you decided to open up a fashion line. That's how much money you can make being a waitress.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I have not, knock on wood, I have not taken out one loan for my business. I'm
Come
doing
on, you
it
can
out
keep it
of
real. We
pocket.
all know LMG.
100%.
banks. He's LMG
Listen,
finances.
I'm about to take out a loan if you
Oh.
guys don't start shopping my van. But for now,
Where they
we're
have to
good.
go shop? Let them know where they have
Yes,
to go shop.
sculptedbodygymwear.com.
And what's so special about your?
My clothing line?
Yes.
My clothing line, I've been working on it for about 3 years now. I've been back and forth with different manufacturers. I set in stone to do it in Brazil. So I have my manufacturer in Brazil, so the quality of the clothing is 100% guaranteed for years. So you could come 3 years later and be like, "Hey, Yanni, these pants, they're full of little cloth broken, or I washed them a few times and it died off." And I'm like, "Give it back to me. I'm gonna give you a new one." That's how much I believe in this quality of clothes. And that's pretty much what I'm selling, quality, and I'm selling the
Passion.
fact that
You're selling passion, girl.
yes,
I see it.
love it.
So,
I love
so
it.
did you have that goal? Did you, while you were being a waitress, were you saying, you know what, I need to make this much money a week, a month, because I have a goal that I want to be a fashion designer?
To be quite honest, I always knew I was gonna do a fitness clothing line because I enjoy fitness so much, and because I have so much to offer to others that are starting, or us as girls, some days we wake up and we don't feel happy, we don't feel pretty, and wearing a brand new outfit of clothing that fits you good, that hides those imperfections of cellulite, this and that, makes a whole world of a difference. Like, we automatically switch from being super sad and depressed to, oh my God, I look amazing, let me take 20 selfies, and it really, realistically, it works that way. Now, while I was in the fitness industry, I got a little lazy. I kept on putting it as a side thing. That's why it took me so long to launch it, because I was like, yeah, no, not yet. I'm not quite ready. I feel like I have too many bills, or I got caught up in Christmas and this. I feel like I took the biggest leap and the biggest, what's that word I'm looking for? The biggest, I don't know, I don't even know. It left
Leap
out of my
of
mind.
faith. You just went in.
I went in
right.
with everything, and I was just like, I'm gonna give it my all after I left the nightlife. But I had the money from the nightlife to be able to do it.
To be
Of
able
course,
to do
so
it.
something came out of it.
Yeah.
So
no,
there's people that
100%.
we tell,
You said relations also. We
Right,
made a lot of.
100%.
in our shows, we let them know, hey, you could be a promoter and own a club, own a
Right.
restaurant, own a bar. You could be a waitress, bartender, and own your
Build your
own
company,
clothing
man.
line.
Yeah,
Right?
totally.
Is it just females or is also for
For
men?
now, it's just females. After that, I'm branching out to bikinis, bathing suits, also from the same manufacturer. And then, God knows, probably, I never say never. I'm very positive, and maybe I could go to the
So
men
you didn't
part.
retire forever, right? You
I never say never. I hate
say-
Oh, I
putting
know for a
myself
fact
in
that
that.
it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a Cinco de Mayo. There's gonna be a St. Patrick's Day. There's
Yeah.
gonna be one of those
That you're gonna
that
wanna-
somebody's gonna call her back and she's gonna say, you know what? Let me just do it for this day.
Because I know that the money's good, and that's gonna,
Right.
it's money worth for a normal person.
And at the
that
same
works for
time,
2
it's
weeks.
a little fun.
Yeah,
it's a
out
little
of the
bit.
ordinary.
Hey,
You
so
get out of the ordinary.
all right. So we know you got somebody arrested, and
Uh-huh.
we hope he was bailed out.
Hey,
Could
but
you
I've
tell
had
us-
a lot of accidents.
Yeah, could you
in
tell
the
us a bad
industry.
experience in this
Bad
experience? Like, what
experience.
could you tell that girl to, like, hey, look out for this, be careful with that?
Listen, pretty much there's not something specific that you could look out. You
Like,
just
should
need
a
to
girl
always
always have a
be-
spray, like a pepper spray? Like,
No, not at work. No, not at all. That's why there's securities, and you could get in a lot of trouble too if there's, you gotta trust where you work at, and you gotta be, it's a team. And it's not only a team coming from the waitress, it comes from the management, it comes from the promoters,
Right.
it comes from the security, because I know him. He'll never let anybody disrespect me in front of him or in front of his staff or anything. So I feel like it's a family, and it's a whole united thing, and you need to trust, who you
So that's
work
a
with.
trip.
and
That's
what
a
you-
tip.
Which
Right.
is probably one of the reasons that she'd rather be on this side of the bridge than on the other side of the bridge, where things
Right.
get a little
Right,
crazier.
you pick where
know?
you pick and you choose. What are
Right.
your, where do you feel safe? Now,
But-
if you need to carry a gun or a pepper spray or
Right.
something
Fine.
at your workplace 24/7, I mean, you don't feel safe in that place. You shouldn't work there.
But did
you
it?
know?
So you pretty much just never got out of hand where you just couldn't control it.
No, I did have one bad experience. That one bad experience in the 9 years, to me, that's, erased.
Yeah.
But it was a really bad experience. I was just, to tell you guys really briefly, I was walking towards VIP in Blue Martini, and there was a drunk guy behind me, and he grabbed my glutes, my butt. He grabbed it. And
When you're in fitness, they become glutes.
they become
Yeah.
glutes.
Yeah, they're glutes.
No more ass or butt or whatever. So I turned around, and my first reaction was to hit him, but not even punch him or nothing, just like push him, like,
Yeah.
what the hell? So
And you
I
kept
didn't think
moving?
anything, so I kept on walking. The guy pushed me and punched me in the back of my head.
What?
Literally. I didn't fall, nothing, but I literally got punched and pushed in 9 years again in the industry. I mean,
Right.
one little
And that
bad thing
happened
has to
in
happen.
Blue Martini?
Yeah.
And then what happened? Like, I could imagine
Crazy
the guy,
part is that the guy that
bouncers?
did that, no, the bouncers
the
destroyed
guy
him.
who
Like,
did
it
that
was
is
really
now
bad.
your husband.
No, crazy part is that the guy is married to a judge.
What?
How crazy is this?
episode.
Yo,
11,
Judge.
We're gonna have the judge here.
What's up,
Bro,
Judge?
Right?
It was
We're gonna have
bad.
the judge. We gotta find
Imagine.
it. We'll have that judge.
We
here.
need to get it was bad. He ended up getting arrested, and the guy was like, "Oh, I don't care about this. I could get away with anything." We didn't know at that point what he was talking about. We were thinking that he was just drunk talking. It ended up being that I went to court because I was forced to go to court because I
Oh,
put
wow,
a
you had to
report
go
on
to
him and
court?
everything.
Right.
Yeah, I went to court like 3 times for that case. I ended up getting dismissed. Nothing happened. Why? Because the wife was a judge, and there's tricks and things to the thing, and I mean, whatever, it
Right.
ended up. But that was my one bad experience, I would
Okay.
say.
You a question
I
right
think
now.
this guy's bringing something in
I know.
this Cusqueña every time
Hey,
they
these
bring this.
Cusqueñas are
so.
really good. I'm telling you.
No, but the question was going to be regarding the fitness part and talk now the fact that you mentioned the glutes.
Right.
And just the fact that
Just the
the
fact
girls
that-
are out there, the waitresses.
Right.
You have any tips on them keeping that part of their body, that bubble butt, that
Right.
anything
Work
that they
out
can-
your lower body minimum 3 times a week. That's it.
Okay.
Squat.
Bullshit to those that say, oh, you only do legs once a week, twice. Girls have a lot of little things to take care of. A guy just squats. Like a girls, we have 4 different muscles in our glutes. We have our hamstrings, we have our quads, we have the calves. You don't want to work everything out on the same day. There's no way in hell that your body's gonna get a full good workout, working out your entire lower body. You need to split your lower body.
We work out with our kids, right?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh, by the
Without
way,
your
working out with my-
babies.
I got 3, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
4.
Yeah, I have 4, and we, I have one baby
How do you
here, the
guys
other one
do
here.
this? I'm here procrastinating,
Hey, we're in
but
the
I'm not
nightlife.
even gonna have one.
Yeah,
We're in the
we
nightlife,
actually
that's what happens.
met at a park playing with the kids.
Oh my God, right? I'm sure you guys play at one of those little playgrounds.
It's actually a bar.
Sandbox.
It's really a bar.
But
So, so listen, I think, wow.
3 times a week. I haven't
times a
been
week,
to
okay?
a gym since I was 22 years old.
No.
I have. Well, yeah, actually, I go lift
Oh,
flyers.
come on.
I go lift flyers. But I mean,
No.
but I was born this way, guys. So,
Yeah.
I gotta
Lucky,
thank.
good genes over here.
So
Okay, so that was the worst. You tell us your worst story. So is the best story? Like, is there anyone you met? Have you served a celebrity?
There's
have
so
you,
many.
Have you served anyone that you were like?
There's so many amazing.
Did you learn anything? Tell me what you learned. Something you learned from somebody you served. That you went home and said, you know what? I don't care if I didn't make money today.
No, I always
learned-
care about making money.
Oh, you always cared about that money.
I could
Keep
learn
it
a
real,
lot from
people, keep it
everybody,
real.
but let me make money. Let me
Yeah.
make money, and then I'll be happy about other things. No,
Okay.
Hey, that
you
is
gotta be
important.
hungry. You gotta be
Yeah,
hungry for the money. If
100%.
not, you're not gonna give it 100%.
Okay,
It's
so
just
be
like-
hungry about that money, all right, people?
You
and
have
Stop
this is
playing
a this
games.
is a shark eat shark thing also.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, Julio,
some girls.
you
out
know,
there.
JM mentioned to me that one day, like you were very, kind of like on point, and you knew, when the night was not going to be that good, you would kind of like
Yeah.
punch out.
Actually, I mentioned one story
Yeah.
specifically about
Tell us
Carnaval de
about
Barranquilla.
that.
There was a carnival.
I'm sure I know what it is.
Can we talk
too.
about
Okay.
that or?
Yeah,
and I
we
was
can.
honest to you. Wasn't I honest to you?
100%.
I never said,
And that's
oh,
why I
my
mentioned-
stomach hurts or,
No.
or my shoe broke.
That's what I love.
Tell us
I
about
was
that.
100% honest. I
What-
told them this is not for me. I thank you so much. I've worked for you for a million events out of where we met. But unfortunately, this is not gonna make me enough money that I am willing to be up in heels and dealing with people. I love you. Good night.
So,
Best of luck.
wow, peace.
And
Now,
he was super respectful. He's like, Yani, I totally understand. Love you. Talk to you later.
boom. So does experience play on that?
100%. 100%.
Could you like walk
You
us
just
through
start
that?
playing by ear. You know what works. You know what type of event you're working. My thing is, like I said, I give it everything a one shot. Now, if I'm there and I feel like I'm not gonna give him 100% because there are things, and you could call me selfish because I don't want to be there because of money. Hey, I'm selfish. Big deal. Now,
This
it's
girl's
my
real.
money. It's my time. It's my time. I'd rather be sleeping if I'm not gonna make money. You best believe I'm gonna give you 100% service, and your clients are gonna leave with a smile on their face that they're gonna be like, who was that blonde that served me? I'm gonna give you that side, but I'm gonna make my money. Simple as that.
And that's the one reason I could not argue with her that day.
I would never.
No, I can't even.
I would never treat a client bad and just walk out with money. No, that's
Which,
not.
by the way, I do not recommend most of you girls to do that
At
to any
all.
of your bosses.
No.
And she probably knew that she couldn't have done that maybe like a Blue Martini.
Right,
You know,
no.
or
This
a
was a
venue that she has
pop-up
a job.
event. This
yeah, it
was-
was one event, and
this
it was
was-
something that definitely was not for her. She realized it. I realized it. When she said she was leaving, you know, I knew I was the one losing, but I had to solve the problem, and it wasn't really caused by me. It was really
Right,
separate
yeah.
management that wasn't, you know, right.
Yeah, it had nothing
So
to do
that's-
with them.
But in the end,
Absolutely.
you know, those things don't happen all the time.
Yeah, you don't have to always be. I mean, I've sucked up a lot of bad nights at my workplace. A lot.
So
It's
for
normal.
those waiters out there that sometimes, hey, you gotta sometimes suck up that night.
Yeah,
you have to,
totally.
You have to kind of pay your dues, right?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're making enough money in other nights that one day is not gonna make a difference. You know.
Completely.
And is there another area of the nightlife that you were curious to work or anything like that, or no? Where you were at, you were just like, you know what?
She saw the money right there.
I saw
That
the
is
money
where the
there.
money
I didn't need to. I didn't
weren't
feel the
curious?
need
You didn't
to
feel
go
the-
nowhere else. Especially from the fact that I made my money at the end of the night, and that was a huge pro.
Right.
Boom.
One of the good things about that position, the servers, bartenders, is the fact that they don't have to be, for example, a promoter needs to work all week to make some money during one night, you know?
Right.
Now, they just go that night, make the money that night, you know? On the other hand, you know, for us, it's, you know, the promoters are building a business as she built one on the side, you know, like,
Right.
like her clothing line. But that's that, you know, that's that one difference.
We're
Question.
gonna talk about Night Father.
Yeah, before that, I wanted to ask her if there's that one tip that you can leave out to the new generation of nightlife entrepreneurs, waitresses, future servers, anybody that wants to join the business, or anybody that's in the industry but they're starting up. What would be that tip from you?
That tip will be just to always go in and, you know, and have a positive attitude and bring your A game. If you're in the industry, do anything that you do, give it your all. Like, why are you gonna half-ass something?
So it's not even about
You know?
the nightlife. It's
No,
everything in life.
I think
That's
it
your
just
tip.
comes within you, like in the sense of like, go in there and because we've had bad nights and I've made a lot of money out of one client.
Out of nothing at all.
It's
Sing,
true.
JM, sing it.
Okay? But
Stop it.
that's pretty much
Oh,
the only
boy.
tip I could give, per se.
All right, so
Awesome.
you
That
were
was a
saying
nice-
that
that was
a nice
you were
song,
talking
by the
about
way.
it is a
You
good
got
tip.
inspired.
The song, you think?
Yeah, that was good.
No.
I love to sing, by the way, but
There you go.
I suck really
Okay.
bad. Really bad. This is a little off topic.
Our musical director.
You
over
could
there.
cut this off after, but listen, I went the
He's
other
looking
day
for a
with my
backup
boyfriend,
singer.
and my boyfriend was like, listen, we went, it was for Mother's Day, we went to my mom's house, and my mom is like, mami, tú todavía sigues cantando, te gusta, and my boyfriend turned around and he was like, listen, this girl sings everywhere, and she thinks that she's the best singer ever, and I was like, I turned to my boyfriend, I'm like, I told you that it wasn't a joke, I wish I was a singer, but God didn't give me a voice, I guess I gave me a charisma, you know,
There you go.
whatever.
That's
But, yeah,
good
it was
enough.
funny. I love to sing.
Trust
so
me.
that was my off
There's
topic.
a lot of singers
Yeah.
that don't have charisma.
Right? Yani, as I was saying, we end up
Yeah.
every episode with a different segment that's called the Night Father.
Okay.
That Night Father segment, we talk a little bit about parenting, and you know, we bring it up at least.
Yeah, and being in the industry.
In the industry. And you are the first woman here, so the question to you would be, is it possible for some, you know, for
being a
a
mom.
woman to be a mom while doing this work?
From my experience at Blue Martini, I do know it's half and half. I've seen girls that have retired, like Michi. She had her daughter.
Okay.
You know, she worked there from opening to all the way 2 years ago. She wanted to have a kid. She decided to have a kid, and she retired. You know, same with a couple others that I know. They retired.
Do you think they retire because it's hard to work at night?
Yeah,
I know in the beginning it must be crazy.
I
Like,
mean,
it's
look,
impossible for a
my
mom
way
to-
of my train of thought from taking a leap and moving out of the industry after 9 years is because I want to have kids eventually in the next probably 2 years. I don't plan
Are you
anything.
dedicating that song to your boyfriend right now?
No.
Ponme el anillo. What is it?
Oh,
Ponme el anillo.
no, maybe it's not him. Maybe someone else. God knows.
Oh, there you go.
But no.
Love it.
Our whole production crew just went, whoa.
Yeah. All our guys, hey guys, calm down.
I'm here. No, I'm just
Lighting,
I'm
sound,
just
guys.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I love my boyfriend. He's very good to me.
Ponle el anillo.
Ponle el anillo, for real.
Okay.
But then I
She
do
said for real, I
have
love
then at the second half. There's a lot of curly girls working there that have kids. There's like 3 girls and they have kids.
So it is possible.
It is possible with the right help. You know, they have either the grandma, the aunt,
We have to have husbands like us.
or husbands, right? That help out.
help out.
Right.
Right.
Of course.
But anything is possible. Yeah.
It is 100%. 100%.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank
Hey,
you so much.
Yeah, man. Where could they follow you again? Where could they follow you? Where could they? Go ahead.
Yes, for sure. So
I mean, don't
Yani,
follow her as in follow her.
Yeah.
No,
You
no,
end
don't.
up in jail.
She'll put you in jail. Yeah. She'll get
No,
you
I
arrested. Be
wouldn't. They
careful.
put him in jail, but
Yes.
I mean, unless you get too creepy, but no. No, Yani _ Morgado or sculpted body _ sportswear. So yeah.
There you go. The Nightlife Entrepreneur on Instagram
At Ico Taps Beer at Doral Food and Wine Festival.
and LMG Miami. Remember, the book is in Amazon.com. The website, nightlifeentrepreneurs.com/podcast. YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. Where else?
Hey, ask for
that's
Cusqueña.
It's like everywhere. Like,
places.
go get
ask
the
for
Miami
Cusqueña.
Herald. You'll see it there in the
Now
newspaper.
I want to try
Find us everywhere.
that beer. I
Oh,
want
we
to try
have
it. I've
some.
never,
Hey,
I've
remember,
never tried it.
Cusqueña.
Let me
He's
see
gonna
it.
have
Oh,
one.
this was
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Guys,
one now.
we see you
I
next
gotta
week.
try it.
I'm
See
not
you
even
next
telling
week.
you who we have.
Thank you very much.
Bye.